Hi, this is Sudhir. This is C#.NET String Functions tutorial part 2. If you want to remove white spaces from a string, you can use trim, trim start and trim end methods. Trim function is used to remove the white spaces from both the ends of a string. Along with trim function, we also have trim start and trim end. Trim start is used to trim the white spaces at the starting of a string, whereas trim end is used to trim the white spaces at the end of a string. Here I have an example. I have taken a string called S with some text as hello. It is having white space at both the ends. Using trim method, I have removed white spaces from both the ends. Trim start is used to trim the white spaces from the starting end, whereas trim end is used to remove the white spaces at the ending part. You can see three outputs are there. First one is trim, second one is for trim start, and third one is for trim end. I'm going to show the same example in my Visual Studio. I'm going to remove the existing code. I'm going to take a string S with some text as hello with some spaces at both the ends. I'll directly print the text present inside S, but to make the white spaces clear, I'm going to add hyphens around this text. I'm going to concatenate hyphens with this string, and I'm going to use console.read key to make sure that my output screen will not close immediately. You can see hello is the text with some white spaces, and I have printed that. This is the original text. Next, I'm going to use a method called trim to remove these white spaces around the hello. I'm going to take one more string st, where s.trim is the method which is used to trim the white space of a string. Now the text inside this s will be trimmed and will be placed inside a string called st. After that, I'll print the text inside st by concatenating it with some hyphens. Now in the output, you can see the first original string will be printed and the trimmed text will be printed in the second line. You can see in the first line, you can see the original text with some spaces, whereas in the second it is trimmed. I'm going to take one more string sts trim start. I'm going to use original text is yes dot. You can use a method called trim start to remove white spaces from the first part of a string. I'm going to use console.writeLine hyphens followed by sts plus hyphens. Now the text inside a variable called sts will be printed. This is trim start. Here's the third one. The white spaces from the starting end are removed, but the ending white spaces are left like that because it's a trim start method. There is one more method called trim end. I'm going to take a string called ste. S.trim end is the method which is used to trim the white spaces at the ending of the string. I'm going to use console.writeLine to print the text inside ste variable, and trim end is the method used to remove the white space at the ending part, and it's going to place in st, which is printed here. Now the last text printed, you can see the white spaces at the ending part are removed. The white spaces from the starting part are left like that because it's a trim end method. Like this, we can use trim, trim start and trim end methods to remove the white spaces from the string. Now going back to my slides, there is one more method called replace. Replace function is used to replace an old string with a new string. For example, if you have two strings and if you want to replace one string with the other string, you can use this replace method. Syntax looks like this: string st equal to s1 dot replace old string comma new string. You can use old string on the first parameter, new string as a second parameter, so that new string will be replacing the old string. Here I have a text called hello in a string called s. In the first string, I want to replace e with a. Then I can write a code like this: s dot replace of E comma A. So E will be replaced by A in a string S. So if you print S2, it contains a new string where in the hello E is replaced by A. So the output will be hello. To make it simple, hello is the key. Hello is the string which you have in S. In the second string, we have the same text where I replaced E with A. So text will be printed as HALLO. We can see the same output in our Visual Studio now. I'm going to remove the existing code of trim methods and I'm going to take a string S equal to hello. This is the string. If I want to replace E with A and I want to place it in a new string S2 equal to S is the original string, in that I'm going to use a method called replace. So it's going to ask for an old character, comma new character. It's a char type, so I'm going to place E should be replaced by A. So now if you want to print the text inside a variable called S2, the output will be like HALLO because E is replaced by A here. You can see the output. It is printed as HALLO. But the original text is, I'm going to print the original text as well. Original text is S before replacement. It is HALLO. This is the original one, this is the replaced one. See, both will be printed S and S2. So this is how replace works, to replace a part of a string or the entire string as well. Next we have one more function called index of. It is used to find substring within a string and returns its starting index value. For example, I have a string called hello hi. I want to find where hi is existing in that original string. Then you can use a method called index of. That means if you have a big string and a small string, you can find this in the original string. It is used for searching a string in a string. I'm going to show you a demo of it so that it will be clear. Let us take two strings. String S1 equal to, this is a main string which is called hello hi. One more string, this is a substring, is just hi. Now I want to find where this hi exists in this. I want to get the index number of h because that is how I can find where it is existing in the big string. So what I can do is int I equal to, because this index of is a method which is going to return a number. So I have taken a variable I of int type s1 dot index of. I want to get the index of s2 in it. You can see s1 is the original string, in that find the index of s2, where s2 exists in s1, where this hi exists in this, the number of this h is returned, and it will be like h is 0, 1, L is 2, L is 3, O is 4 and H is 5. So the starting index of hi in hello hi is 5. So the return output should be 5. So index is placed in I, but I haven't printed, so I'm going to print the value inside I now. So this will be printed because I have to use console.writeLine here. So you can see 5 is printed on the output screen because that is the index of hi inside hello hi text. So this hi is present inside this in a location of starting index is going to be 5 because this index of h is 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This is how index function works, to find a location of one string inside other string. Thank you.